So, hello and welcome back to a video. I know it's been a while. I don't want to go into detail, but today I woke up and I kind of felt a spark of motivation. And I think it has to do with the weather, because the sun is coming out and it's getting warmer, and this generally always lifts my mood. Like, I went shopping today. I went to get myself some groceries and a lot of chocolate, and I was like, I'm living for this.
So this is literally the manifestation of how much mana do you need? Yes. Something like that, like the meme. In this drawing, there's more.
So now you know, I'm either obsessed or I need them for a particular reason. But that's not important. What is important is that, or nothing is important. Nothing is of importance of what I'm about to say. But for me personally, what is important is that I started reading this little book here. I don't know if you've heard of the story, but it's basically the prom horror novel that is out there. So, Carrie by Stephen King. Actually, this is not my book. This belongs to my boyfriend. He got it as a present for his birthday, but he doesn't read. So what I did is I took it, and now I'm on page 150, which is around half of the book, and I'm enjoying it so far. It may be the book that brings me back into reading, which is why I'm doing this right now. I'm trying to do a reading vlog. You know, I still suck at vlogs. I'm really bad at it, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna try. One reason for me being bad at vlogs is because my home is never actually clean enough to film something in. So I only have about one location where you can see the mess around me, but I feel like it gets boring very quickly. And I've tried this and it does get boring. I don't want to see myself talking about uninteresting things in front of the same background all of the time. Instead, I want to see myself talking about uninteresting things and opinions in front of varying backgrounds, you know? So that's why I'm gonna like kind of spill the tea on myself here. And I'm gonna show my mess. It's really, oh my god, I can't even turn the camera. So this is my mess. I started to sell clothes on online flea market websites. And this basically pays for my food, which I'm really, really glad about. But that also means that I have a lot of things clothes related laying around in my flat. These are all clothes that are not photographed, not ironed yet, not put into place. They're washed. Nothing in here is like dirty, except for there's like a bag of dirty laundry somewhere there. But it's like clean, but it's just a mess. Except for the occasional dust laying around. Actually, like, I need to vacuum this place, and I have too much lying around. So I guess that's life, right? Anyway, I wanted to get back into reading desperately. So that's what I'm trying to achieve here. What did I just do? I don't know. I just shoved my face into the book. My brain is fried. I haven't been talking to a camera in a long time. Okay, so basically, I am not reading a lot right now. I don't want to force myself to read a lot right now. So the only way that I can make a video in my mind is to make a sort of vlog. And that means that I have to get over my anxiety of showing my mess. So now that the elephant is out of the room, or more correctly said, in the room, and you know about it, let's talk about the book a bit. Carrie. And I don't have much to say about it. It's just that I'm really positively surprised. It's interesting how much I enjoy this book to me. Because Carrie is actually a book that I always thought the premise to be very boring. The unfortunate thing about Carrie is that the ending, like the horrible plot, what happens to Carrie, is talked about so much. So you probably have heard of it. I think most people know the story without having read the book. I think the ending was even in the trailer for the new Carrie movie, which is ridiculous in my opinion. Why would you put the ending in the trailer of a movie? Anyway, so I believe that this whole story, since I knew how it ended, since I knew the general plot, I thought that it would be boring. To my surprise, it's not. Let me tell you something. Stephen King has the notion to spoil his own stories. He kind of can't help himself. At some point, he's just gonna drop how this whole story will end. Not in detail, but he will be like random drop of a newspaper article about what happened after they all died and interviews and something like that in the very beginning. And you know, when you don't want to be spoiled and you don't know how the story ends, it ruins it for me at least. I think that this is a very, very annoying thing to do. I've had it with The Green Mile, for example. I knew the story, but I wanted to be surprised nonetheless because I had forgotten a lot of things, and then he kept reminding me of how it would go down. I think like billions of chapters before it actually happened, and oh my god, I got so frustrated. I was like, okay, cool, what's the point of reading on then? With this one, it actually kind of works because you know the story already, so it doesn't matter if he skips ahead in his story, if he spoils it bit by bit, it really doesn't matter. It's just like you get some kind of view or peek behind the curtain, so you kind of know what the article is referring to, and then you can view it with the eyes of somebody who knows what's going on, and like seeing how he plays the hints, seeing like how he discusses it, instead of in hindsight putting all the pieces together and being like, oh, that's what they were talking about, but not remembering exactly how they were talking about it. You know what I mean? I mean, you can just process it differently if you know what's going on. Also, I didn't think that I would like the characters as much as I do. So spoiler alert, the mother is very religious. And I think that normally this kind of very, very narrowed mindset would annoy me, but everybody hates her anyway in the book. So I'm like, okay, everybody is hating her for me. I don't need to jump into the hate train myself. And I also kind of was into somebody being completely delusional. I kind of didn't mind that she was behaving as she did. Maybe also because the pressure of a situation is being lifted from you when you know how it will end. Yeah. And since I know about the story, I'm okay with the mother. I'm okay with her, like, really maltreating her child. Like, I'm not okay with the thing, but, like, I can emotionally handle it. I'm prepared. I'm tough. So, anyway, I've kind of been holding on to this book because I wanted to film something about it. So, I hope, or at least that's my goal, to finish it by tonight, which is an ambitious goal. It's 150 pages, something about that size. And I am slow when it comes to reading. I turn the pages slower than a sloth. So anyway, before this gets too long, because it's already too long, I will see you in my next check-in.
So now I'm going to take pictures of the clothes that are hanging there.
Very unfortunately, I cannot film this process because I'm using the same camera for photographing and filming. So, you know, I am limited here. I'm just gonna take pictures. It's not that interesting anyway. And then I'm gonna upload the pictures and write descriptions for the clothes. And hopefully I will clean up this place a bit more and then maybe have a couch that I can read on. Because right now, still can't. Oh yeah, never mind. The 2 coffee mugs and the glass of lemon water. That's just... yeah. That part is actually dirty. Okay, so I will check in later. What a nice shot of my iron back there. Anyway, so a little update, which is not quite an update, but as you can see, it's a different day. And I said something along the lines of, I will read 150 pages. So, guess how many pages I have read that sad night? Correct. Zerones. Like, I didn't read anything. So what happened instead of reading was I went to my boyfriend's place. He was playing Sleeping Dogs, I was playing Hearthstone. Fun times, but didn't read. So I'm now stuck with the same amount of pages as I did yesterday, and I haven't read anything today yet. I'm really trying to break a spell here, you know? I really need to read. I wanna read. But somehow, I also don't wanna read. Like, there's always something better to do than reading. Something more important. Something of more urgency. And since reading is always kind of a thing to do in my spare time, something else will always be important. But as Noelle said, if you watch her, that gorgeous girl, you have to make reading a priority if you want to read more. And that's what I'm gonna do now. In the next couple of minutes, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna read. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell you what I've read. I'm gonna drink coffee. And the amount of time that it takes me to drink this coffee, I will be reading. And I'm as slow in drinking as I am in reading. Like, fucking slow. My coffee always gets cold before I finish it. That's how slow I am. And I need to eat something. Okay, now I'm just like blabbering, but the premise is clear here. I need to read. And I want to read a minimum of 10 pages. I think I can do that before I finish my coffee. I'll see you soon. Wow. I just forgot to shut the camera down. Okay, so what happened? So it's been an hour. I'm not finished with my coffee, but I've read a good 36 pages. So I feel like I've accomplished something, at least. So let's talk about it. Like, so far, what happened? What I noticed was that, like, about half of the book is actually surrounding the night of the ball. Like, the night of prom. And I feel like you can't really deny that there's an atmosphere that is painted here. King takes his time to make you feel something. Like, he builds up a scenario. He goes into detail. He portrays it from different perspectives. It's very well done. I cannot deny that. I like that there's so much focus on this night, and that's maybe where this whole like importance of prom in this story comes from. But like, prom itself is not the important thing here. I feel like I think that the characters are well aware that like it's just an evening. That's one thought. Another one is that like, another thought that I had, and bear with me, is that like maybe the mother is actually not the bad one in the story. I mean, obviously, she is measured by normal standards, measured by our like sane societal standards. Given that magic and the devil and things like that are solely based in fiction, she's crazy, bonkers, you know? But just for a second, imagine the devil being real. And imagine that the powers that Carrie has are actually evil. Like, they come from an evil source. Because like, the mother knows a lot about how to kill the evil, apparently. What if she's actually like a warrior, an angel warrior sent from God to fight the evil that is her own child? Like, that would take some blame off her, maybe? Okay. I don't want to talk too much about this because there's still a good amount of pages to go for me. And I want to give my final thoughts. I will definitely have some. I feel like I'm gonna take a break now from reading, but there's a good chance of me being able to finish the book today. And whenever I say this, I immediately somehow know that I will not do that. Something will get in between the book and me. I just know it. I don't know, maybe I should stop saying things like, oh, I think I can finish the book today. And maybe it will work one day. But I'm pretty proud of where I am right now. Like, yeah, I've only got another 60 pages left. Like, that's cool. It's 2 other hours. I can do 2 hours of reading in a day. That's realistic. So, I'm gonna shut my mouth now. I will see you in my next update, whenever that may be. Okay, so I couldn't find a clean background, so I chose a white, boring one with a bit of dusty trash in the corner. Okay, so I finished Carrie. I finally finished Carrie. It took me a while. I have to say, like, it's been a couple of days since I last checked in. So I really enjoyed it. If you would have asked me 6 months ago, or whatever time, that I didn't know that I was gonna read Carrie, I would have told you that Carrie was not on my reading list. There was no intention of me reading this book ever, because I knew the plot. Like, there's no purpose in reading it if you know what's going on, right? Well, I proved myself wrong, because, like, the joy that I got out of it, that was worth it. There have been a couple of scenes now in the end that I felt were a bit unnecessary. Like, I think that definitely there could have been some third person's perspective cut from the whole thing. Also, I thought that the revenge scenes from Carrie could have been dragged out a bit longer than they are, but overall I'm okay with how it was. There was one very masterfully written scene in, I think, like more of the beginning of the whole mess, where Carrie comes back from the bathroom and shit goes down. That was simultaneously beautiful and disturbing, like satisfying and like horrifying at the same time. One of my most favorite scenes in this book. Yes, I don't think that it's dumb. I don't think that it's boring. I don't think that it's like superficial. It's a good story. I can see why it was so popular at the time that it was released. I mean, let me check. 1974 was the publishing date for the book. Yeah, it's been a while, and it's definitely influenced a lot of media, a lot of storylines that we see or we saw in the more recent past. So that's why it maybe seems like we have heard the story before, and there's nothing new to it. I mean, there is nothing new. There's nothing really special about the whole story, but it's a great book. Okay, because I want to extend this reading vlog a little while longer, I chose 2 books that I would like to read, from which I started one, and I started like this one. I mentioned it once in a haul. I am really bad with finances. This is a finance book. It's just, I mean, it says that like in 7 years to your first million. That's not my goal. I just want to be better with money, and that's why I will read this, but I think it's gonna be quite a quick read, hopefully. And then I have 6 of Crows. There's a Netflix adaptation coming out very soon, at least in Austria. And I kind of wanted to prepare myself. Not that I'm going to watch the series, because I'm not a huge movie and film watcher myself, but I don't know, I kind of just wanted to do something that is timely. So hello and welcome back to another day and another time. I am sitting at a dirty ass table right now. Please don't judge, it's the only table that I own. Besides my like desk that is full of stuff, but I am still reading this guy here. So I'm on page 90, and the chapter that is about to come is one where there's a lot of self-reflection going on. So I will have to answer some questions. So I got my pen ready. I'm trying to do like at least some reflection. I'm not gonna like go full beast mode on this chapter, but I definitely want to think about what I'm going to write. So I thought that since I didn't do any time lapse yet, I might use this moment to do one. I might lower the camera though, not sure. Let's see. Because you can't really... Can you see what I'm doing? I mean, is it necessary? Probably not. Anyways, see you in a time lapse. And as I said, wow, there's a hair. Please just don't judge. I'm reading this to be able to afford a new table, okay? The first thing that I notice is that I will need a piece of paper, I guess. I don't know if I should like have some breaks in here to share some advice from the book, but one of the advices is to have a 500 euro paper money thing in your wallet with you the whole time, to first of all reduce the anxiety of being robbed, and second of all get used to having a large sum of money with you. The thing is, I think that the 500 euro bill isn't around anymore. So you can only do that with 200 euros max. And honestly, I have a bank card. In theory, you have access to all of your money, which is more than 500 euros at the beginning of the month. So this advice, although I think it's not a bad one, seems a bit outdated. Just wanted to share that. Maybe it was unnecessary. Let's do it again. Hello, welcome back to another check-in. As you may can hear in my voice, I have been sick the last week, which doesn't mean like I did not have anything deadly, but when I say that I was sick, I'm not joking. I rarely get sick. I think it happens once a year, once every 2 years. But when it hits me, it hits me. And I didn't do anything. Like, I wasn't vlogging, obviously. Like, I felt like shit the entire time. So that's why I am also not finished with this one yet. There's one chapter missing, to be pretty clear. Like, it's really not much. And I've already formed an opinion, so that's why I thought I could just use this moment and share it with you so that I can finish this tonight when I go to bed. And maybe start something else and then tell you tomorrow about it. So let's just straight away start with what kind of bothered me. Because it got progressively worse the farther I got into the book. And it was definitely the fact that there was a kind of understatement that poor people, whatever you consider poor, but he called them poor people, are less happy. And I don't think that that is true. I think he's trying to use it as a motivational tool to get people to save money so that they then later are happier. Because later when you get more health issues and you have greater expenses, you will be grateful for more money. But anyway, as soon as I kind of heard this message, I couldn't unhear it, and the book stopped talking to me completely. I felt like he was talking to all of the people who are broke now and are just desperately trying to become a millionaire to afford that car or that house that they want to have, because they feel like it gives them a certain, I don't know, status. Maybe this book is written for them, and I guess it's completely okay. I think there are a lot of great tips in this book. It's just, for me, personally, it's enough to know that you should invest. I mean, I definitely will go further down the investment route, because it's just smart to put your money into an account that actually makes you money, kind of, for the long time goal. But hell, I don't like I couldn't tell you a single thing that I would want to have, at least nothing materialistic. Like, I want to have a lot of things, later in my life, but only very few of them are luxury materials, like a yacht is it a yacht? Like the ship where you drink champagne on? That's one of the things that he listed as an example for what clients of his always wish for and what they should like save up for. It's just like, I never want to have that. First of all, I live in Austria, which doesn't have any sea. I wouldn't know where to store my boat. Second of all, I have no desire of being on a boat. I don't know. Every fucking coin has its two sides. And while he's really got a point with if you're not saving, you're also risking your health and happiness. I also want to address that if you're working non-stop to be happy in a future that you cannot predict, in a way, I feel like you're also sacrificing your mental health and happiness. I don't think that the book particularly said that you would have to work your ass off or otherwise you're like not happy. I know I think it just sounded that way, but it's just me reflecting on what I read, you know. So my note here says that the funny thing is that all the materialistic things that this guy listed that are apparently so desirable for a lot of his readers and that cost millions to afford did not appeal to me at all. They didn't. I mean, listen, a car is fine. I would like to have a car, but I am completely fine with this car being a second-hand, robust thing instead of a Porsche. Hell. And I think there was, like, I think I marked the quote that really annoyed me. Yeah. There is a quote from Richard DeVos. Apparently he said that millions of people are being stuck and that's their own decision. First of all, I have a problem with that sentence already, but let's move on. When you are surrounding yourself with poor people, you will also get poor. And then you will spend the rest of your life complaining about being poor. That's my translation of this. It's written in German. But the thing is, Bodo Schäfer, the author of the book, uses the sentence to tell you that it's good to surround yourself with rich people in order to get rich. Because, I mean, I get it. You should have a network that is kind of leading you in the right direction for yourself, because your surrounding is very important for your outcome, like for your personal development. But hell, in no way do you have to separate poor and rich people in your life that much. Like, to me it reads as if he was saying that you shouldn't have any contact with poor people because they will keep you poor. The fuck, if anyone knows how to save money on things, it's poor people. They live on nothing. You should really take some advice from them in saving. I mean, not saving, but not spending. You know? When I'm with a richer person, they always have a lot more money than I do, and then they animate me to spend my money, which is a lot less, on the same things that they spend their money on. So I don't think that it's good advice. I would advise you to be with people who are supporting what you're doing instead of just making it all about their income and what they have. Anyway, my camera is dying and I quickly just want to acknowledge that this book is not dumb, okay? It taught me a couple of things. At the end it went a bit over my head because like I don't know that many terms. I think I mentioned that it's for beginners because you don't have to know that many terms, like financial terms, banker terms, but in the end you actually have to know a bit, and I don't. But you could easily look them up. It's not like the internet doesn't exist, you know. The thing in the beginning where you reevaluate your attitude towards money was kind of smart, and is a good thing to do. I personally had a very bad view of people with money, had a bad connection to money. I'm slowly working on reversing that, because you also need money in order to do good stuff. So money in itself isn't bad, and I appreciate this message. I appreciate that the book kind of tried to teach that to people. But if you take it further, it gets more and more egocentrical, and about materialistic things, and about like, oh look, you could afford this and this and that if you had that much money. And that's again something that I am not about. But I like the idea of challenging your dreams. Maybe you wanna, I don't know, build a charity, and for that you also need money. It's not bad to try to be financially smarter with your decisions. Okay. That was a rant, so I'm sorry. But I'm glad that I can finish the book today. I'm gonna probably read, what was it, 6 of Crows? Yeah. Maybe I can start it today. Maybe I will gravitate to something else. I don't know yet. My plan is to read 6 of Crows. Finally. And I will let you know when that happens. So, you know what? Actually, when I said that I would read the 6 of Crows, I was just kidding. Because yesterday I started editing, and like it's already over 30 minutes, and I haven't put in the last segment yet, and also not this segment that I'm filming right now, so it's gonna be probably even longer, and I don't want that. I think it's okay to have a vlog with 2 books that is a bit over 30 minutes long. So that doesn't mean that I will not read 6 of Crows, but maybe I will do another vlog surrounding it, or I will just talk about it in the wrap-up. I don't know yet. It just means that I'm gonna end the vlog here, because otherwise it's getting out of hand. So now that we got through this part, I also said that I would finish the book that night, and I think you and me, if you've come far enough in this video, we know that it's a well-established fact that if I say that I'm gonna finish a book at a certain point of time, there's no way that I'm gonna do that. So that's what happened. I also did not finish The Way to Financial Freedom yesterday. I still have these shitty 20 pages that I did not read. But I still think, and I said it yesterday as well, that my thoughts will not tremendously change from this point on. So now let's finish this ish. This was a vlog, I think. Thank you for watching if you made it that far. I will hopefully see you soon. No promises, but hopefully. So, bye.